Well, over the past few weeks, we've heard kind of rumors of this club's interest in the Super League, that club's interest in the Super League. You kind of knew an announcement was imminent. This morning, the European Super League has relaunched as the Unify League. What makes this different from the old Super League? Will this ever come to fruition? What are your thoughts on this? I know A22 is kind of backing this whole thing.
Yeah, well, A22 is like the bad dream that won't go away. I'm afraid it really is. I mean, it's sad reading. They say that they're now looking at, I think, 96 clubs or 92 clubs, I can't remember exactly, with four different leagues. And they're saying this is to try and appease the fans who are worried about league situations and tradition. I just don't see it happening. I really don't. I mean, they've got to start getting all sorts of new sponsors and revenue streams in place. I think there'll be a big backlash still from the majority of fans against this. They've also got to go against, the things like the existing European, UEFA Champions League and all the other leagues that UEFA are running right now. Fans are happy with what we've got right now. What A22 should be focused on, perhaps, is the reorganisation of the federations in terms of making sure that the leagues and the clubs have a bigger say in the running of football. And certainly things like the players also need a big seat at the football table. Things like IFAB, where the rules of football are done, should also be perhaps reconstituted in some way to give the clubs a say into the rules of the game and in a bigger say. But A22 shouldn't be trying to ruin the whole game by putting in place this whole thing. The danger, of course, for everybody is that you get some clubs going and some clubs not. And we get left with both sides having a tarnished product. My feeling is that that fear of elite will be too much. Certainly for 96 clubs, we couldn't get, was it 12 the last time for the European Super League? So I don't know how we think we're going to get 96. So for me, it's Florentino Perez on an ego trip once again. He makes me mad the way that he's keeping on about this, because he could be a force for good, but he's proved to be a force for division. And I think we've got to work on trying to make sure that UEFA and FIFA are kept in control and managed that way, rather than actually trying to disrupt the whole thing based on competition law. So as you can tell, I'm not that keen on the Unify situation at the moment, and I hope it's consigned to the dustbin pretty soon.
And do you expect to see any of the English Premier League clubs make a statement, make a decision they're going to join, say nothing and wait and see? Where do you expect these clubs to all fall kind of on the spectrum of joining the Super League to going out and saying we will absolutely not join the Super League?
I think they're going to be pretty quiet, because things like Man City aren't going to say anything right now. Well, they've got so much else going on. I think the fans may push the clubs to make statements but probably the clubs will say something like, "We're examining all possibilities, but we're aware of the heritage of the club, and we would never do anything to damage the heritage of football." They'll come out with some sort of bland statements because they want to keep their options open, because they'll want to negotiate with all the football bodies, and I understand that. I'd be doing exactly the same. But I don't think there's going to be any stampede to try and do this. And I think there'll be enough clubs that would say no to basically kill it at birth.